Well, there was a Jewish philosopher, Viktor Frankl, who was imprisoned during the Second World War, during Nazi occupation, and he was in the concentration camps, and he says they were mistreated, naked, treated like animals. But in his prison, no matter how they treated them naked, beating them up, treating them just like subhumans, he would be in his prison and he would be able to think about life outside his prison and actually enjoy a new life, enjoy himself playing piano, imagine himself attending a concert, imagine himself sitting at a buffet, and he would be happy in the prison just by imagining that. And in that process, he discovered that the last freedom a man has is the freedom to imagine. And that is where that phrase came from, that no matter the prison you find yourself in, nobody can imprison the power of your imagination. And that's a very important thing, because everything we do starts with imagination. That means I am poor, I can imagine myself rich. I am illiterate, I can imagine myself educated. I can imagine myself doing well. I can imagine life beyond a tragedy, life beyond pain. The greatest, the most painful statement you can hear anybody make is when they say, I can't imagine. Have you some people say, I can't imagine being happy again. I can't imagine ever coming out of this situation. I can't imagine ever overcoming this problem. I can't imagine I will ever marry. I can't imagine I will ever. Once you can't imagine it, you have stopped life. Because wherever you are, you should be able to imagine something better than that. You should be able to imagine that. And no matter the difficulty, you should be able to imagine it. It is out of the imagination that you get motivation. And out of the motivation, you take action. The actions may not be big actions. It may be small actions. It may be tiny actions. It may be, maybe you are 30 years old, but you never went to school. But you imagine yourself as a lawyer, as our dear brother said, and you're 30. But once you can imagine, you can take the first step. You can start going to primary school at 30. And of course, it takes you 6 years in primary school. By 36, you finish primary school. You go to JHS, 3 years. 39, you finish JHS. You go to SHS. 42, you finish SHS. You go to university. 46, you go to law school. 2 years after that, 48, you are a lawyer. And it started from 30. Once you can imagine it, there is a path. There is a path. And the steps may be baby steps. It may be tiny steps. It's not a big, giant leap. It's just something small you do at the beginning, and then you keep adding to it. So the worst thing you can say to yourself is, I can't imagine. You have to imagine it, because that is how the progress starts. Thank you, sir.